though, pour so photogenic. All I know is to go get it. Shoot my shot, now I ain't gon' miss it. All I know is to go get it. All my life I've been a go-getter. All I know is to go get it. Wake up in the morning, kiss my son, then go get it.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25.
Here we go. Here we go.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Here's Lance to throw it. And that is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Faking the give. Now Watson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Noah Igbenogany. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Okay, ready?
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now a play fake. Lance. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it's caught. Touchdown, Browns. David Njoku, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Lance. Wilson snags it left side. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
Okay, right?
To throw, it's Lance. Steps away to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard, and the Bengals out to the early advantage. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
And credit the tackle to Brandon Jones. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
2nd and 10. They run it again with Chubb. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Watson down to throw. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's good for 28 yards.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass treat in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. The Browns at 500, 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And here he's got Graham. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
They'll run with Chubb, and he is going to lose yardage here. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Quick throw completed by Watson. Touchdown! 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Browns lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ballgame. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest? Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for Browns TD. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Lance. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there at 22. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off of play action, here's Lance. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. And this offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
On 3rd and long, it's Lance. Bulldozes past him, and he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Lance. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer. But he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Lance again. And to the left side here, Wilson. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 11 yards for number 11. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And Lance going to throw. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins get a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Cooper, the man in motion right. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. On the move to his left. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. So 8 yards on the completion there. And it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Ready.
Throwing again on second down. Lance being chased out left. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
On 2nd and 10, Lance. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Lance now to throw. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle as the first half is winding down. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that cuts this lead down to 13. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Browns drive about to get started. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson to the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. He'll get it inside the 20. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Now Watson going to sneak it, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Deshaun Watson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Play action, now it's Lance. Dancing to his left. And this one incomplete, threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Lance to throw it. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On play action, Lance. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On the tackle there, Zach Sealer out of Ferris State. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Watson off play action. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
On 2nd and 7, Watson. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Here's Chubb on the read option. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. No return here for Patterson, so they'll begin things at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Now a play fake. Lance
sliding out of the pocket.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Come on, set.
First and 10, it's Patterson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From just shy of midfield, Lance. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. To throw, it's Lance. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. On first and 10, here's Lance. Over the middle, complete. It's Patterson. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Working from the gun, Lance. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Dolphins get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And taken right on the 30. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Here we go.
Now Lance on the bootleg. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he completes it to Wilson.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Okay, break.
Again, it's Lance.
Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
He was looking for Jalen Waddle there.
And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Ready, ready. Number 38. Red, cycle. 6, Mega.
Lance looking to throw it.
He completes it to Julio Jones. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 30.
Off of play action, here's Lance. He'll find Swift out of the backfield.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance.
Buying time to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Lance.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. He was waving his arms, wanting the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to him. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins.
DeAndre Swift.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
This taken in at the goal line.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
The Browns drive about to get started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And some room to work. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Every player I know tends to play the game in his mind before it actually happens. There's no way he thought that at this stage of the game, this would be his first big run like that.
Yeah, but it's got to feel for him like the floodgates open, a sigh of relief. Now we'll see if things can open up for him.
See if it can continue.
They run again on first down. Chubb.
They'll get this up to about the 44.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but
I'm really out for blood this time. Look.